What's up everybody, welcome back to the Vegan Test Kitchen. Today we are making a seitan and a chili chocolate mole sauce. I'm super excited about this. Now, just so you know, this is not a traditional mole sauce. It's a take on mole. So if you're not used to seeing ingredients that you're accustomed to with the mole sauce, don't worry, everything will be okay. So, as always, all the ingredients that you need are listed below. Let's get started. Alright, so since we are making a seitan and a chili chocolate mole sauce, you need seitan. We're actually making some tonight. As you see here, I did start without you. I apologize. But that's because we've already made seitan before. I've shown you how to do that. If you want to view that, you can look up there. But we are going to show you real briefly how to make just a simple seitan. While our seitan is cooking, we're gonna start on our mole. One of the ingredients that you need is 1/3 cup of crushed tortilla chips. Seems a little weird, but let's do it. Well, that was damn near perfect. We're gonna grab a heavy bottom pot. We're gonna place our tortilla chips and our almonds along with our sesame seeds and our anise seeds. Now we're gonna toast this over a medium heat, so just make sure that you keep stirring this for about 2 minutes. Now it's toasting because I can smell those anise seeds a little bit. All right, so we're gonna take this off the heat and let it cool just slightly. So we can either put this into a food processor, or if you have an immersion blender, you can grind this up with that. I'm gonna try it that way and see if I can not make a mess. Okay, now to this, we're gonna add chili powder. And with the chili powder, you can do either a mixture or you can just do one if you only have the one. This is a nice mixture of chipotle and ancho. Our cinnamon, allspice, and cumin. And lastly, we're gonna add our marjoram. We're just gonna make this as fine as possible. Oh no. Now I have to do the immersion. I'm dedicated at this point. Don't want to let any of these spices go to waste. All right, I'm gonna get the food processor out. Actually, I'm gonna use my spice grinder instead, because I use this all the time. Try not to dirty up a whole bunch of stuff. If you have one of those handy attachments that it's like a cup thing, I don't have that. But you have that, use your immersion blender. Obviously, we're not going to be able to fit all of this in here. I'm making the absolute biggest mess ever. This is absurd. It's absurd. All right, since this is taking longer than it's supposed to, let's go ahead and turn off our seitan because an hour is up. We're going to take the lid off and let this sit for about 15 minutes. All right, now that we have our spice mixture done, let's grab our garlic and our onion, give those a good chop. All right, our seitan is finally ready to be taken out and strained. And we're just gonna let that cool enough to where we can touch it and slice it. All right, now we're gonna go back to the pot that we toasted our seeds in. And we're gonna put this on a medium, throw in our peanut oil and our garlic. Now, once our garlic starts sizzling, we're gonna throw in our onion. We're gonna cook this for about 5 minutes, stirring occasionally. All right, now in a small container, we're gonna put in 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. There was no way to make that look good. We're gonna place in just a couple tablespoons of warm vegetable broth because we wanna melt this peanut butter and make this into a nice emulsified mixture. Then we're gonna pour the remaining vegetable broth into our onion pot along with our peanut butter mixture, 1 can of diced tomatoes, and our spice mixture. Now we're gonna bring this to a boil, and we're gonna lower it back down to a simmer and cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. While we're waiting for that to boil, we're gonna grab our seitan, because it should be cool by now. We're gonna chop it up into 1-inch pieces. All right, we are boiling, so we're gonna take it down to a low, simmer that for about 8 to 10 minutes. We want this sauce to slightly reduce. Fun fact! In some countries, marjoram is actually synonymous with oregano. However, they are 2 different herbs, with marjoram being more sweeter, citrusy, and having more floral notes. Marjoram was once a symbol of happiness and love in Greek and Roman times, and it was often crowned on young couples' heads at wedding ceremonies. When marjoram made its way to England, it was used in beer as a preservative and in tobacco to add a bit of mint flavor. And it's still considered good luck to have marjoram growing near your grave. All right, I think we have reduced a bit. So we're gonna remove this from the heat, let it cool down just a little bit, and then we're gonna puree it. While we're letting this cool a little bit, we're gonna grab a couple carrots and a large onion, give them a good chop. First of all, have y'all ever seen carrots have you ever seen a carrot this big? Because I haven't. I wonder if anyone's ever made a wig out of carrot. We're gonna slice these 1/2 inch thick. And I'm gonna give them a little bit of flair. I'm gonna slice them on the bias. All right, let's grab our immersion blender and give this a good puree. All right, I think that's beautifully pureed. We're gonna return this back to the stove, get it up to a medium-high. I lied, we need a medium-low. Look how silky smooth that is. All right, now we're gonna add our chocolate chips. Now you want as close to around 60% of cacao as possible. Mine's not quite there, but it's close. You need 3 ounces of that, and we're gonna keep stirring this until it's completely melted. Now, if you don't have chips like I did, just whatever bar that you have, make sure you chop it up so it's in pieces. So you can see it's starting to melt. Should be completely incorporated in about 3 minutes. But you do want to make sure that you keep stirring it while it melts. It's definitely getting darker. All right, I think we're there. All right, we're gonna take this off the heat and start on the next step. It's the final one. All right, we're gonna put this on a medium heat, and we're gonna add a tablespoon of peanut oil, and we are going to saute our seitan until lightly browned. All right, once some of these sides have lightly browned, we're gonna take this out of the pot. We're gonna add our remaining tablespoon of peanut oil, and we're gonna add our onion. We're gonna saute this for about 6 to 8 minutes. This feels like the never-ending recipe. Time to add our carrots and our vegetable broth. We're gonna cover this and let it steam for about 8 minutes. All right, let's take this bad boy off. Now finally, we're gonna add our seitan and 2 cups of our mole sauce. Give this a good stir. Looks like a delicious stew. And finally, we're gonna turn this down to a low to medium heat and cook it for about 10 to 12 minutes. All right, I think we're finished. Let's try it. All right, so first off, this looks like kind of like a stew without the liquid. It's a tad spicy. Just want to try some of the mole. It has just a hint of the chocolate. It's fairly spicy. The seitan's really good, in my opinion. They're nice, big chunks. So, you know, you have to chew a little bit. I'm a fan. This is good. I don't think I've ever had mole before. So I don't know how this is not traditional, but I'm sure you all can tell me in the comments. So why don't you do that? Tell me how you make your mole, or what you're used to, and how that's different. It's a really good hearty meal. Probably needs to be cooked for just a little bit longer because the carrots aren't as tender as I would like, but it's an easy fix. I'm a fan. I think this is an awesome dish that I never would have probably made otherwise. I was a little worried about it being sweet with the chocolate, but it's really not. It adds a nice hint of cocoa to it, if you will. Anyway, I'm a fan, y'all. I think you should try it. I hope you liked what you saw today. If you did, hit a thumbs up. I would love you for it. And make sure to subscribe and share and comment and all that good stuff. I'll see y'all next time. Alright, so since we are making a seitan, that was a hair, did you see that? With marjoram being more sweeter and citrusy and more florally notey.